Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar about ACE Cloud Hosting and our partnership between NumberCruncher and ACE Cloud Hosting for automating inventory and order management with a cloud hosting solution for your accounting or any other apps that you want to put on a cloud host provider. Here we have Mohit and Harshit from ACE Cloud Hosting. They're going to have a presentation about the benefits of ACE Cloud Hosting, how it works with all orders and order time, and the benefits that they bring to the table. And take it away, Mohit.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, this is Mohit. I'm with Ace Cloud and been working with them for a long time. And my daily operations include speaking to a lot of businesses to move their infrastructure to the cloud. So I'm sure that I'm going to have a few good points, at least, that you all could relate to during this entire webinar. Now, speaking about today's agenda, we'll start with the operational challenges faced by businesses and then follow up with the rest of them. Now, coming to the operational challenges, as we know, and as we have studied, we know that there are several challenges connected to the internet, and as you're aware of all the cyber threats that have come up, not recently, that has been there, and it is advancing if that data is secure enough, because it's the data of your business and need to be in the most secure location. So the first challenge that comes across is the security issue that, if your data gets accessed by someone who isn't supposed to do that, how do you keep that? How do you prevent that from happening? Then again, being a business, we understand that all your application that you work on to keep your operations effective, and it generates the data as well. If and when you need access to that data and you're not available on that specific location where your files are being stored, how do you access that? Need of the hour is that everybody is working from their uh, respective homes, could be any location, but not the office specifically. And there is a huge need these days to access the data remotely so that, people can still work, the operations can still continue, even if the employees or the staff is not going to the office. And then again, if somebody is working in a particular file or application, how do you manage that everybody is collaborated enough? If somebody's working in a file and there are 10 people working in the same file, it requires such effort. How do you ensure that everybody's seeing the most updated information at all times, that there's any kind of changes being made at the back end? You are continuing to work, and if something goes wrong at the back end, you immediately get switched to a new cloud environment without you even being noticed. So this is a very important aspect of a cloud which comes as disaster recovery. Now, why ACE Cloud Hosting? ACE Cloud Hosting is a vendor which hosts applications on the cloud. It's an award-winning application hosting provider. ACE has won numerous awards in the last few years, specifically catering to the customer service, the user experience, because that they understand the pain points of the customers that they go through, and they have a diverse portfolio of clients in the industry such as finance, accounting, legal, retail, and construction. Some of the features of ACE that I'd like to highlight here is that ACE is an Android authorized commercial host, meaning that ACE has passed all the compliances and has an agreement with Intuit, which enables them to host all their products legally. And they have one of the most important and industry leading 100 days of rolling backups. So any file that you have on the cloud, they're going to have a continuous backups. They take backups of all your files at the end of the day, making sure that everything that you have there is backed up, and they'll back it up to multiple data center locations that they have. Another feature of ACE Cloud that is supposed to be highlighted is that it has an always-on customer support. Because ACE has 24/7 customer service over calls, chats, and emails, it ensures that, even during the weekends, if by any chance one of your employees or one of your clients is working on the cloud and they face any kind of troubles with the system, which is unlikely to happen, but even if they do, they can still call into the 24/7 helpline, and ACE ensures that all the calls and all the inquiries are handled properly, even on the holidays and over the weekends, without fail. Making sure all these features ensure that ACE is able to offer an SLA-backed 99.999% uptime because of the multi-redundant infrastructure that they have with disaster recovery and business continuity. They make sure that the servers are always up and running. Even if you close your physical machine, it does not mean that the servers are going to close. Servers remain active because you can need to access your application or files at any point of time, and the servers will remain active all the time. ACE is a vendor which ensures and gives you a private cloud environment for hosting any of your applications. Hence, it is compatible with any of the applications that you use on your daily operation because of the Windows servers that ACE Cloud has, Windows 2019 edition servers to be specific, which is the most updated one. ACE can host any applications which are compatible on a Windows environment and integrate it with any different applications of your choice. This is a guaranteed service with ACE. Then comes the customized cloud, because we understand that every business is different. Every business uses a different application, so they are going to have different requirements, and ACE does understand that. So ACE gives you a private or a dedicated server environment which will be tailor-made for your applications, for your user profiles, for your staff, for your clients, and it ensures that all the required resources for your applications to run smoothly are present on the server. And even if and when you need to scale up and scale down, the users, the applications, or any changes that you specifically require to be made to your customized server, that can be done instantly. ACE, as I've previously discussed, the security aspect with ACE does offer bank level security because it has DDoS mitigation, which is distributed denial of service. It has redundant firewalls, making sure there's no intrusions. Then again, there are intrusion prevention systems and intrusion detection systems, which are working simultaneously at all times, ensuring that there's bank level security on ACE's servers. Again, if we highlight security more, it's not only the servers which are secure, the data center facility where all your files are stored and located are kept in a secure location. There's endpoint security, meaning there's firewall, patch operating system, multiple antiviruses are running, and network security. This is a point which I'd like to highlight because, as I've mentioned previously, that ACE is taking backups of all your files, and not just in a single location, but in multiple locations within all the data centers that they have. It also ensures that not only the primary data center is secure, but the network is also kept secure, because if somebody tries to get into your servers, to your files, it can attack the network as well. So there's a lot of network security, brute force predictions, RD gateway, and distributed firewall over the network as well, making sure that there's the highest level of security possible on ACE's servers. Now, these are the data center locations that ACE Cloud Hosting has. It has 7 to 8 different data center locations situated from East Coast to West Coast, has an experience of 15 years, as I previously mentioned. And an average client with ACE Cloud Hosting is supposed to be for 3 years. As we mentioned, it can integrate with multiple applications, be it order time, all orders, any inventory application, any reporting application, any timekeeping application. ACE will integrate all your application together on the cloud, will give you a private server environment, highly scalable as required. Now, ACE Cloud Hosting has partnered with NumberCruncher, and how we work together is that we host order time and NumberCruncher on ACE's platform on a private server and integrated with QuickBooks Desktop together. Now I will request Michael to take this forward.
Yeah, Josh, do you want to tell them how they can host their all orders on Ace Cloud Hosting and how order time would work with hosted QuickBooks on Ace Cloud Hosting?
Hold on. There we go. Hey, so sorry about that. So as far as all orders goes, typically what would happen is your QuickBooks file and your all orders SQL Server database would literally go into the cloud. So even though you've been using all orders locally, or if potentially you're being hosted somewhere else right now and maybe you're looking to make a move, those applications would all of a sudden be accessible in a Windows environment that you can log into from anywhere. So that's really the driving force behind this, is you'd be able to log in from anywhere to access your all orders and your QuickBooks information. When it comes to order time, it's really your QuickBooks file that will be getting hosted there, because order time is up in the cloud. But if you're using QuickBooks Desktop, your file would be accessible there, and then you become pretty much fully cloud-based. So then QuickBooks wouldn't be stuck just on your desktop like it might be right now. And then we would be able to synchronize your QuickBooks file between both order time and the ACE hosted server. Anybody that's worked with me, which probably everybody on here has probably met me at some point, knows that the clients are absolutely paramount to me. And so when it comes to this, there's a lot of different reasons to go and take a closer look at this and move to a cloud-hosted environment. But a few of the ones that have really, that I've run into over the years that I would really think about in particular is the ability for us as a support team to be able to work closely with wherever your data is being hosted, to know that there's a technical person there. Maybe you don't have anybody technical on staff right now, or you have one person that you rely on, and being able to coordinate everything between us and that person can be difficult. Whereas when you're in an environment with a partner of ours that we work closely with, it's just a matter of us immediately picking up the phone and being able to work with them on resolving whatever issue you might be running into. Then you don't have to worry about having somebody technical or being able to answer technical questions, because you've literally got somebody who's become a trusted part of the team that's coming from us, that we know, that we've spoken with, that we've worked with, and that they've got your back. So that's one, big benefit that I would personally want any of our users and clients to know and understand, that if you think you could benefit from that, it's important to think about making a move like this. And the other big one is, more and more over the last few years, with the hacks and attacks, the ransomwares, the malwares that we've been seeing, it's just devastated us and our clients. When you guys go through stuff like that, it's really brutal. And a lot of the times we'll find that, oh yeah, there's backups. I know there were backups that were being taken, but then when it goes and it becomes time to get the backups, they're nowhere to be found, or they're from a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. And all of a sudden we're asking, well, what backups does NumberCruncher have on file from us? And that's not a position you want to be in. So having a reliable, team that's making sure that your backups are being done accurately all the time. Anything with all orders or with order time can be gotten back QuickBooks can be gotten back as long as you have the right backups. It's all about having backups. So just something that I want to highlight. If you've ever been worried or concerned that maybe your backup situation isn't where you want it to be, that's something that comes with the package when you move to a cloud host like Ace. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Josh. And we'd like to open up the floor to a question and answer period. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask about NumberCruncher or about Ace Cloud Hosting, just click up in the top right. There's a chat icon next to the people icon, and you can put in your message in chat just like this. And we'll be watching for some questions. I actually have a question too. Do you have a general turnaround time for support requests and for implementation? Like, how long does it normally take to implement a QuickBooks file on an Ace Cloud hosting server?
To answer this, it typically takes around a couple of hours tops, but that also depends if we don't have everything in place. If required, it could be done within 1 hour as well, if we have the required information and files. So that's the kind of service we're offering.
And we have a question in chat. Do you log the user out of their session? Because we've noticed some other service providers they log the user out of their session, which disconnects the sync.
So no, we don't do that specifically, and there's an option to change your timeout session with Ace, because as I mentioned, we offer a private server to each of our clients. So they can actually choose themselves if they want a timeout session to be 6 hours, they want it to be 12 hours, or they want it to be 48 hours, or they want it to be once a week. It's up to them, and we'll make the changes accordingly.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, and we got another question about the transition time. That seemed like a big question when I was asking some of the attendees before they came in. Was how long it would take to transition, and you pretty much gave that answer. Is there anything else from a technical perspective that you guys think that you handled the best? I know that redundancy was a major factor for the servers. Is there anything else you'd like to highlight?
Right. I would personally like to, from my experience, I'd like to say that, specifically with QuickBooks, Enterprise and other applications, when they're integrated on the cloud, the resources such as the RAM and the CPU, and it requires a lot of resources to run optimally most of the times, and especially during the tax season. We come across a large number of requests when there's a reason for them to increase their resources for the applications to work fine, and we are able to do that because it's their private server, it's their own server which their users are being using, and it's not going to be shared by anyone else. It's not a multi-tenant platform, in other words. So that is what we are specifically catering at. And yeah, we have an industry-leading 100 days of backup, as I mentioned.
Yeah, we noticed when we loaded an all orders file on one of your servers that it loads extremely quickly. So that's good to know. Are there any further questions? I don't see any more questions coming into chat. If not, this has been a pretty great webinar. I'm glad to see that Ace Cloud Hosting is ready to work with our NumberCruncher clients, and we're ready to work with any Ace Cloud Hosting clients who want to use all orders or order time for their inventory management. Anyone else?
Definitely.
Looks like that's it, Mohit.
Yep.
All right, thank you all for attending. It's been great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. All right, bye-bye.